What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the drone show. I've got some fun stuff today. I got a new knife that I wanted to show you guys, but today I wanted to do, because I get asked this quite a bit, and it is, what's the difference between a vitrified diamond stone and a resin diamond stone? And that's a good question, right? They're both diamond, right? And one is more popular than the other at the moment, I guess. More people have probably heard of resin bonded diamond stones than they have vitrified. Obviously, vitrified is kind of making a huge impression in the market, but you know, they're still, both are out there and they both have like pros and cons. But I'm going to do that today using my King, put it over here in the GoPro, the King Resin Bonded 1000 grit. There it is, beautiful stone. I hate to get rid of all the kanji markings, but then it's going to go up against this 1000 grit HK vitrified diamond stone. So pretty excited about that. Just kind of, basically I'm going to sharpen two of the same types of steel. I clearly don't have the same two knives of the steel that I'm going to use, but they're both going to be HAP 40. One is going to be this Kohetsu. I'll show you over here. The Kohetsu that I showed you before. It doesn't really need sharpening, but I'm going to refine it. See if I can get that in a good shot there. Boy, it reflects, doesn't it? It's nice and shiny. And then the newcomer, which I'm really excited to show you guys. This is a Nakamura Hamono, but not the same one that made the curved bunka. This is Nakamura Hamono of Miyazaki Prefecture. The one that made the curved back bunka is Nakamura Hamono Oita Prefecture. So I'll show you just to give you a refresher. So this is the other Nakamura Hamono. He made this beautiful Aogami 2 curved back bunka, which I love so very much. Beautiful handmade knife. Like, this thing is a dream to use. Wicked sharp. And then I'm going to do some more stuff with that knife, by the way. And I actually have another one of his knives coming that is a Santoku in Shirogami 2. And this is the star of today's show, the Nakamura Hamono Santoku from Miyazaki. He's referred to on Japanese Food Craftsman, which is where I got the other Nakamura Hamono from. This one is referred to on there as Nakamura Blacksmith. It's on most sites, it's both known as Nakamura Hamono. There's actually 3 of them. I don't know anything about the third one, but yes, this is a HAP 40, completely hand-forged Santoku. The other one, the Kohetsu, is what I called, I didn't call it, it was I told you guys it was called a Seki City knife, which goes through multiple hands, multiple blacksmith hands in the area. And it was sharpened by the guy named Kanjo, I believe is his name. See if I can get you a semi-decent choil shot here. Ooh, well, I smacked something, didn't I? Let's see. Not really. But I'm going to tell you, I did a measurement behind the blade edge for bird dog, and it is 0.26 to 0.27 millimeters thick behind the edge. That's insanely thin. I don't know if I can get it here. I doubt it. But what the heck is wrong? It's reversed, that's why. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that. Well, kinda. She's super sharp, just or super thin. Trust me, and it is sharp. But I want to do it on this King. Anyway, before we get started, I wanted to make sure to remind you guys, those that don't know, the giveaway for the Allstone Fukami is Wednesday, so today is the last video to comment on to be entered into the contest, but you also have to be subscribed to the channel. Yet you can comment on any video from now to back to 2 weeks ago when I announced the one for this contest, or giveaway. I always call it a contest, I just can't get away from that, guys, I'm sorry. But anyway, so make sure that if you are interested in winning an Allstone Fukami, that you are a subscriber to this channel and that you are commenting on the video. That's the only requirement. No, no purchase necessary. So yeah, this knife is insane. This one came from Knife Japan, and I'm telling you, Knife Japan, Michael is amazing. I made a mistake and said he was from the USA last time I talked about him. He's actually Australian, so that's my mess up. But that I read so much stuff, guys. So I got that mixed up. I was wrong. But anyway, super nice dude. He'll help you with anything you need. He'll make recommendations. He seems to have relationships with all these blacksmiths to some degree, and he visits them, I believe, regularly. I don't know 100% for sure how that works, but he does visit them, and he was telling me about another one, Okasan, who made that kitchen mini. It's a little petty, and anyway, I'm looking forward to getting some more of that guy's stuff. So anyway, knifejapan.com, amazing people to work with. So let's go ahead and get over here, and we'll just get this party started instead of rambling on for, you know, ever and ever. So this King, again, is a resin bonded diamond stone. It is a thin one. It is 1 millimeter thick, which I don't know how well that's going to come across in the video, but it's the same thickness as the Nanawas, right? So here's one of my Nanawa. This is the, whoops, 135 series, also 1 millimeter thick. This is a 400 grit. This is a great size little plate, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to run that one. Totally recommend it. You can get it on sharpening supplies for like 88 bucks. You can also get it from Amazon Japan. They a lot of times are running, I don't know if they're running deals or they're just low prices, but I got those, the 400 and the 6000 for like 50 bucks. You really can't beat that for a Nanawa resin bonded diamond stone that you're normally going to pay a lot of money for. The King is around 130, 135. You can get that on Amazon. Still trying to locate the King Neo Carat, C-A-R-A-T, vitrified diamond stone that's 1000 grit. Still can't believe that was 20 years ago. My goodness. But let's go ahead and give this thing a shot here. Let's see what we got. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I did. I had Dad over today. I cooked him another barbecue meal. I did just burgers today, but they're brisket burgers. So that's some good stuff. I was telling Bird Dog about this grind, right? It was so, what's the word I'm looking for? It was such a small grind and such a laser that under the Carson microscope, that little $20 one from Amazon, it did not look like there was a micro bevel at the edge because it didn't magnify it enough. I put it under the bigger microscope, you could see it. But I was convinced that it was just such a flat, thin grind that it just formed the edge, right? So, but there's a small edge on it. So let's give it some strokes here and see how this stone sounds, and then give you my impressions. I'm gonna go like a low grind on this guy. Oof. Man, this thing, I tell you, that feels good. It sounds a little chalky, which I don't know if that's just a King thing or what, but it felt amazing. And I wanted to make sure that I did exactly what I wanted. So this is HAP 40. You got to remember, this is going to be roughly in the 65, 66, 67, potentially 68 HRC range. because that's where HAP 40 hangs out. It is a very hard steel, and I'm going to tell you, I've got a burr. I got a burr almost everywhere. I got it back here, here, here. I don't right through here, and I believe that just kind of boils down to me. So I'm going to fix that real quick, and then I'll give you some more thoughts on this. Let's see what's making that noise already. Not having that today. Okay, this is driving me nuts. I feel like I'm catching on the logos. So I don't know if that's going to interfere with anything or not. It doesn't seem to, because I now have a burr all the way to the tip. And all the way to the back. So I do not believe that those logos are going to matter. I think it's just more of a nuisance than anything else. So yeah, back to how it feels. It feels like a resin bonded diamond stone, right? It's very responsive. It has excellent feedback, but I don't know of a resin bonded stone that doesn't. That's just, my experience. So not trying to just say, oh, they're all the same, because they aren't, but this feels exactly like a Nanawa. And I'm going to tell you what I think. If King or Matsunaga is not the manufacturer of this stone, if they do not make this themselves, I'm going to tell you right now, my prediction is it's a DMD stone. I say that because of the way that this looked under the microscope, the way that it felt based on my other DMDs, these little DMDs that I have here that are resin bonded that they sent me, comparing this 1000 to the 1000 in there, identical. So is that saying much? No, because if you look at the this one that I have from Nanawa, it looks very similar as well. But the key difference is your color. So the color on this one versus the color on this one is more like the DMD. Does that mean anything? No. But my suspicions are this is a DMD plate based on several things. So that's my take. But yeah, excellent feedback. The grit that I saw whenever I looked at this under the microscope is very uniform. There was no inconsistencies in the grit. Lots of diamonds embedded in there. But yeah, so if the feedback was excellent. The cut, as I said, this is HAP 40, and we already have a burr. I mean, what more can you say? HAP 40 is hard. It was not easy to sharpen HAP 40, but if you have the right stuff, it's super easy. Super snappy. So if you get a chance to get this, I recommend it highly. All right, let's do this another pass. I'm gonna do some long ones real quick. I'm gonna transition it into just some regular push pulls. Gosh, it's such a nice knife. Take a nice low, I mean, look, I'm doing super low angles here. That's about as much as I'm coming up. I mean, I am, but hardly anything. I think I can move on to the next slide. I'm going to double check this under my microscope. Just do this just real quick. So this is a very smooth feel too. That's something I wanted to say. It's kind of velvety, like, yeah, that's just the best way to put it. It's very velvety, super smooth, super glidey, but it gives enough resistance to know that you're cutting, and not to worry about the fact of whether or not you're cutting. So, that being said, let me look here with my little Carson microscope. Oh man, I can see a burr. Like, that's insanity. Yeah, there's just no doubt about it. You know, everything I've ever used from King has been awesome. Never an issue. Yeah, that is just crazy. I'm making sure that I got the full length here. And it's like my quick little study. I'm just doing various little spots here and there. I mean, all the way to the tip. Well, there's a couple spots right here at the very, very tip that do not seem to have it. So, and I think it's because I need to raise that angle just a little bit for the tip. Yeah, we're good. All right, I'm gonna switch to the other side. It's almost so smooth that you almost feel like you're not doing anything. Like I said, it does have some catch, so you do know, but it almost feels like you don't, you know? I don't know. It's hard to explain. Long strokes. This is just a good stone. It just sounds so crisp. Oh yeah. So awesome, man. This thing is a great, great cutter. And it loads up a little bit, but if you've ever used a resin bonded stone, I mean, they kind of do load a bit. So it's nothing unexpected. So the difference, you know, between, of course, a resin bonded and a vitrified stone, resin bonded and a vitrified diamond stone, is your binder. So, you know, resin bonded is literally as it sounds. It is diamonds suspended in a resin solution that's then, you know, cooked, baked, whatever, however they cure it. It's cured. I think they all probably use the same process, but I don't want to speak and say that without being 100% positive. But yeah, so you got a raisin? Oh man, I guess I want some raisins. A resin matrix, right, with diamonds, and then it's cured, and then you have your stone. Vitrified stones, you're looking at a ceramic binder mix. It is then kiln fired or baked at a high temperature, but you can't go too high because you'll cook your diamonds. So it's literally diamonds in a ceramic binder, cooked at high temperatures, and then I don't think, you know, I shouldn't say I don't think, you can't cool it too rapidly because that will cause problems. You can't heat it too quickly, that will cause problems. It's a lot harder to do vitrified than it is resin. This isn't to say that resin's an easy thing, but resin is definitely easier than vitrified. That I can tell you. Anyway, so that's kind of your difference. I believe now you can get resin that has an abrasive binder with it. Most of them, especially higher grit resin bonded stones, are designed to have a binder that is not abrasive because you don't want that. You don't want it to continue to cut your bevel whenever you're at a 6,000 grit, right? You want it to polish it. Vitrified, it's going to cut. Now, obviously, you can get higher grits that aren't going to cut, but initially, like the 1,000, that's why those 1,000s are so awesome. They're actually cutting because of their binder as well. So you get kind of a double whammy, so to speak. What I plan to do on some of mine that I'm making with Bird Dog and that you guys will be testing, the testers, is it will be just borosilicate glass as well as diamonds, but there will also be some that'll be borosilicate glass, diamonds, and SiC, silicon carbide. So I'm going to have multiple options and test multiple things to see what proves the best. I believe the silicon carbide ones, I'm going to try it in the 1000 grits as well, but I'm going to kind of use that more for lower grit stones. Just a thought. See what you guys think about that. And that way, because one of the things that some of you have told me is it would be awesome to have a low grit diamond stone like that, vitrified stone. I agree. I'm trying to do maybe like a 100, 100 grit, or I don't know if there's a need to go lower than that, at least not at a bench stone size, because 100 grit is extremely aggressive. But, it could be for the fixed angle systems. Maybe I'll do, like an 80 or a 60 or something. I had a little miss back here in the back, but I think we're good. We'll go ahead and deburr this and we'll give it a shot and test it. Actually, I do want to do this tip real quick, and then I want to do a couple long strokes, then we'll deburr. Man, this thing is a dream to use. I mean, I like my Nanoa, but honestly, I'd sell that Nanoa 1000 and just keep this King. I actually feel like I'm getting a better cut with the King than the Nanoa. And I hate to say that, but I am. Because the King is legit. I mean, this is HAP 40, and I'm just sitting here like normal, like nothing's wrong, right? Like there's an everyday Aogami knife. On that Nanoa, even though it's a diamond, it kind of feels like, I don't know, like it's a lot less aggressive, less cutting power, speed, and it does have cutting power and speed, but not like this. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I need to revisit it and then do another separate video doing this King 1000 against my Nanoa 1000. But I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure this King will kick Nanoa's ass. I'm just doing light strokes, and I'm reducing them a little bit at a time until I get to one each, and then I'll do some edge leading. This is just kind of making sure the edge is good. And this is getting super light now. So here I'm just, see that? I'm literally just guiding. This is a good way to help deburr, but also make sure your edge is like nice and clean and crisp. This is how I would normally do it on my knives when I'm not filming. A lot of times I'm kind of in a hurry, Okay, now we'll do our norm. Do 5 of these bad monsters. Yeah, this King I'm pretty certain is going to win. But I think that's going to be one of my next videos. I need to do the Zarlik video. I've been using that thing on my pocket knives. Man, that thing is really sweet. I'm not saying it's going to replace me hand sharpening, because this for me is cathartic. I love it. But yeah, for my pocket knives, as much of a pain as they can be for me, I think I would use that Zarlik for almost every one. I say that. What I'll probably do is set the bevels and get that all good to go, and then do some edge refinement on these. All right. I do want to look and see if there's a little burr. Little burr. Man, what a beautiful knife, I'm telling you. And the reason I like these is these are rustic, right? These are legit 100% handmade knives. Like I said, the Kohetsu is too, but it's more of a show knife, right? Even though some people don't think it is. Some people crap on it because it is a Kohetsu. And yeah, there's a burr there, so I'm going to get just a couple quick drops. But this knife, if you watch the video on Nakamura-san, the Miyazaki prefecture, he is a jolly old dude. Like, he loves what he does. Like, he smiles and he laughs. There's a video out there. It's on Japanese Food Craftsman, and I hate to steer you away from Knife Japan, but they got it on their website. They call him Nakamura Blacksmith. They don't have this HAP 40 knife, which is like cheap, 130 bucks. They got several of his that are HAP 40. They're inexpensive like that. This one's like 165 millimeter. They got a 200 millimeter. They go by like actual Japanese names of things too, not just Gyuto or whatever, but like Banu, Boko, Boko, and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's super awesome. He's got a great site. I suggest checking out Knife Japan. All right, there we go. Anyway, but that blacksmith, man, he cracks up, makes jokes. Like, it's a lot of fun to watch him. He enjoys it. All right, let's just give it a nice little schmeek. Oh my God, there was no resistance, right? So it's gotta. This thing. This is my #1 knife now. That's a different spot on there. Let's go to the tip. Well, that's because I pulled out, but that don't matter, right? This thing is, I'm gonna barely push. I'm fairly certain. I know it's just paper, right? I need to do the tomato test for you guys, and I will. But let's just see. Oh, are you kidding me? How does that happen? Of course it's not going to do it. You know why? Because I'm doing it on film, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That thing's flimsy is all get up. This thing is sharp, trust me. Let's take a look. Then we'll get to the Kohetsu. I'm wasting too much time here. Now that proves it. It is freaking sharp. That's a free hanging paper towel. That part just didn't really cut it, just kind of whatever. It is freaking cutting this stuff just in my hands. Well, that's not. But she is. This thing is wicked sharp. Wicked, wicked sharp. Nakamura-san. Anyway, I'm going to set this guy aside here. I'm going to get him, the king, over here, and I'm going to clean him later. No, I'm going to clean it now. It's going to drive me nuts, guys, but it'll just take me a quick second. I'm going to use my Sabatoru. Something I learned the other day. I was looking at Matsunaga, which is King, looking at their website. And it said other products. Now, this is not a site where you could buy things, okay? This is just a description of their items. And that's one of the ways that I learned some of these things that they have, because they don't always have them listed on like your Amazon stores and whatnot. But I looked at their website, and under other was listed the Sabatoru rust erasers. I was like, wait a minute. Does King or Matsunaga make those? So I got to investigate that, because that would be super cool if they did. Well, that was loud. I'll make sure that's clean later. Needed to clean it up just a little bit. But yeah, so if Matsunaga makes those Sabatoru rust erasers, man, that'd be super cool too. Like, they just make everything I love. They need to make robots. Okay, time for HK Knife Works 1000 grit Vitrified Diamond stone and our friend the Kohetsu Hap 40 Gyuto. Let's give this guy a listen. Thanks again, Adama, for sending these over, man. I really appreciate you, buddy. You have no idea. These things have changed my life. Here we go. So I'm going to tell you. Whew. You can hear the difference. So this thing, right, this HK Knife Works, 100% reminds me of the FSK, but it is grippier. Not grippier, sorry. It's grippier than the King. That's what I was trying to say. Very snappy feedback also. Super responsive. You know, so the King, I said, was kind of glidey. Still cut, but was glidey. Felt very smooth. This feels smooth with traction. Kind of like if you're walking across the floor and then all of a sudden your rubber-soled shoes stepped on a rubber mat, like those people stand on at Walmart, right? The greeters, things like that, or at any store where they stand on those pads. That's what that feels like. Very grippy. That's a good thing. I like it. It gives you some traction. Yeah. Just listen to it. It's like, it sounds so good. See this? I'm convinced this knife's burr forms weird. I know this is cut, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't feel like it. It's so strange. I'm gonna look at it in the microscope, because that's what I did last time. I went crazy on the stones with this knife, and I thought that I wasn't getting any cut. I'm gonna use this, but I am. So much so that I'm changing the edge bevel, just slightly. So yeah, there's a burr. There's an absolute burr on that side. Why can't I feel it? It almost feels like a geometry thing. I can see it. It's super small. You're not going to see the burr, but you can see the, well, maybe you can see the micro bevel. Nah, you can't really see it. That's just how small it is. But it's there. So I'm going to give it some quick long strokes, and then we're going to move on to the other side, because I know there's a burr there. I looked at it just now. It's not very significant. I'm going to do it kind of slow. Oh, get adjusted. I'm doing the tip up kind of thing because it's got a little curve at the tip. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, I can kind of feel it. It's just super insignificant. Not what I'm used to, right? On 1,000 grit stone, I'm used to this burr being like, bam, here I am. Let's do this. That is not what's going on here. I'm just going to give it one more quick look because I do not want to screw this up. I love this knife too. Yeah, it's right there. So if I can think of, if you took a very small piece of white thread or this metal color thread and you just barely were able to set it across the edge and run it down that way. That's what it looks like. Very thin. And the only reason I can see it's reflection. I can actually see it with the naked eye right here. That's so crazy. I'm in the perfect light stance. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. So, whatever. I mean, I'll take it, but that's so weird to me. That fools me. I don't know if that's just this knife. Maybe it's this knife's hardness that's doing that. Maybe. I'm gonna go slow with this. I absolutely recommend if you have a HAP 40 knife or you're thinking about this or a ZDP 189. Yeah, see there, I feel it flipped over now for sure. It feels roughly the same as it did on the other side here, but it's a little bit more prominent because it's a flipped over, pushed over burr. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting a HAP 40 or ZDP 189, like I said, or a what's that other one? There's several of them. Get at least a resin bonded diamond. You'll make your life so much easier. I'm not really putting a lot of pressure. I never really do anyway, unless I have to. Like if it's damaged or something, or if it's not forming a burr, I'll put on more pressure. But with these, I'm not. There's just no need to with these stones. These stones, man, like I said, you can see it here. If I bring my hands, I'm like pressing but pulling, and it's literally giving me resistance. Normally you would kind of skate like this, so I'm not really touching it. But now it's a super grippy stone. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll give it one more round here. Yeah, that Nakamura-san, that Nakamura Hamono Santoku. It's called the they call it the HSS, high-speed steel, on their site. But then they say for the description, it's Sanmai HAP 40. Totally recommend it. Knife Japan. Got it in 48 hours. From ship notification, 48 hours later it was at my doorstep. Done by DHL. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with Michael. He's such a good dude. I'll get you guys like a discount code too. It'll be a one-use thing, so if you're thinking about getting one, whenever I do post the code, which won't be today, it'll be this week. Actually, probably the day that I do the giveaway. Make sure that you use it because it will not last long. And like I said, it's a one-time use code because it's a code that every time I've ordered so far, he sent me a $10 off coupon. So I'm going to pass that to you guys. So many affordable knives, and they've got some Tomahogany too, I believe. I think I saw that on that one. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I don't know. You just have to look. He's got so much stuff. Okay. Now we'll do the routine that I've been doing. we'll just do some lighter and lighter strokes that are these stropping back and forth motions until we get to almost 1, and then we'll do the normal edge leading. So this is, again, no real pressure, but whatever no pressure I'm using, I'd give it even less every time I go. So there's some, but it's super light. My thumb's not even back there. It is now because I need to guide it. Oh, that did not sound good. That was bad on my part. Bring that back up. Okay, we're good. Update on Mom, for those interested. They moved her out of ICU today. So that's super awesome. So no more ICU. She's still got a few weeks. But yeah, not being in SIU, that's the college, ICU, that's such a good deal. She actually is able to talk. She remembers some of the incident and stuff. She doesn't remember after collapsing, of course, or going to the hospital, but she does remember talking to me before surgery. So that's good. Anyway, it's all good improvements, so just giving you guys an update. Dad's ecstatic, of course. I still have to find him some help, though. So hard finding help these days. It's all so expensive. All right. Oh, what am I doing? This is what I'm doing. 5 alternating strokes. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about the HAP 40 stuff so far. Especially what you think about Nakamura-san and his HAP 40. I was pretty darn impressed. Like I said, I think that one's roughly around 65, 66 HRC. Right in there. Okay. All right, I'm going to dry her off. Shaboonk. Welcome back. Yep, I did this for the last one. I better make it fair, right? Let me check for bursts. Ooh. Ooh. I don't like that scratch pattern. That's interesting. I need to figure that out. Now that could have been from, it's still got a burr on the bottom. The same place about for a burr on this one as I did on that other one. So I'm gonna swoop, do this, and I'm gonna strop it the same way I did. Whenever I did this the last time, I didn't grind out all of the scratch marks from the 200, the Oboro knife 200. So I need to go back over this and get rid of those because they're ugly. They're super ugly. It'll give us some bite, I guess. But it's unsightly. Now, what I just saw, oof. And that's just nitpicky. That's got nothing to do with the knife. It's got nothing to do with the HK. But I need to spend more time, a little bit more pressure. I plan on polishing this one anyway. So that's what I'll do, is I'll just polish it. Give it some significant time. If you want me to record that, let me know. And then I could show you the scratch pattern today, which I plan on doing anyway, between both of them. And then I could show you the scratch pattern after I polish. Because that's like I said, let me look at it again after that stropping. But yeah, That's pretty, it's kind of splotchy, right? So what it looks like, as you can see, it's almost like a crisscross. So you got some that are kind of, if this is it, where the hell does this keep coming from? So if this is the blade, right, and this is the scratch pattern direction, you got some that are running like it should be, so the direction that I've been cutting, but then kind of up and down, and then like a whole weirder direction. I don't know, so weird. I don't know what that is, don't know why. It could have been maybe from the factory. I didn't grind them out, you know what I mean? So we'll see. All right, here we go. And that caught, first thing. There we go. I knew right away with Nakamura-san, but let's see. I mean, freaking lasers, man. That's the tip, and it did the same thing there because of the drift of the paper and everything else. So that's the tip, right? Same thing. It folded over and I ended up pushing it through, but this thing is a laser too. Holy smokes. Let me grab some paper towel. Might as well, right? So I'm gonna get me some more Hap 40. So there it is. Yeah. These two bad Mama Jammas are right there. There's your blade length. So this is a 210, this is a 165. I'm gonna tell you, I believe if you had these two knives in your kitchen, unstoppable. You could chop any carrot, slice any beef. you could cry over a bunch of onions if you wanted to. But seriously, I mean, that's super sharp. That's only the 1000. I do plan on polishing both of those a little further. I'm probably going to take the Nakamura-san's knife up to maybe a 3000. I'm going to do it on synthetic ceramic stones just as a test, right? I don't know how Hap 40 acts on polishers like that. So I may do the 4000, I may do the Morihei, I don't know, we'll see. Because I got the 4000 Morihei up there, which has natural stone mixed in it. The other one, what I might do is go to this, this 6000 Nanowa. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe if you guys have suggestions of what you would like to see as far as polishing goes. I'm definitely doing the synthetic ceramics like the Morihei or whatever, or the Isus or whatever, for the Nakamura-san. But the other one, yeah, give me a suggestion if you want to see something else. I've got the 3000 HK Knife Works if you want to see it. I think it's already done that though, or whatever. Yeah, just let me know. I'd be glad to do anything you guys want. But just put it in the comments down below, and I'll add it to a video. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, appreciate all this the support and the love, you know, especially with the whole mom thing. It means a lot, guys. It really does, because this is how I focus and take my mind away from the bad stuff, right? Your positivity and stuff's kept me positive. So again, I thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Remember, Wednesday is the giveaway. Make sure you are a subscriber to the channel, and make sure you comment on one of the videos in the last 2 weeks. Today's the last chance to comment on a new video. So I'm drawing Wednesday. I love you guys, and I'll see you then. Peace.